Hello, it's Susie. I'm gonna draw a fairy card. I'm gonna draw a fairy card. Through light and love. For inspiration for all of us. I hope everyone gets the theme of all of us. In some ways, I'm not even sure I get it, but I believe it. I believe that there is this way that I know that there's this way that we're all connected, and I do feel that doing something when we're thinking of what we all need together and how we can all grow in the same way with this same energy, that there is something for that. So let's continue. I'm kind of curious about the 40-day part of it and how I've always really felt good about doing a 40-day. When you're getting to the end of that 40-day, that there's something that comes out of it. This is a fairly simple one, and it can be pretty intense too, depending on how much you kind of reflect on it, take it in, and whatever. But it's also fairly simple, and in some ways it's a bit of commitment because I don't break a day, and you can break a day, you can do however you want, but there's something about that, and because kind of stay conscious with this, it kind of keeps you a little more conscious. Me, that way. Through light and love, we ask for some inspiration. All of us together as people. So here's a light card. It is the Singer of Connection. And it is all about the connections that we have with one another. I was just saying something like that, right? I love coincidences. I love that. It's really what is the most real thing to me, is when those things that seem to connect or fall in place, or isn't that crazy that happened? It's not really crazy. It's to me, it's the realest part of life, are those things that, people that you meet or and we have this and that and all these things, whatever, in common, or like, I went to this place and all of a sudden this thing that I just found out yesterday and didn't know before was right there, or those things, those are to me so important. That's how I felt when I saw this card. I was like, this is what I was trying to say. This is exactly what I was trying to say, is the Singer of Connection, right? When I started the Singer of Connection. I'm gonna just go right to the book because this man, I'll show you later, that draws these fairies, and there's a woman that writes about it. They kind of do it together. He words things so nicely, or she does. I don't know how they collaborated on that part, but I remember hearing one thing. His name is Brian Froud, Froud, and it's written by Jessica Macbeth. And he says how he doesn't have something in particular when he draws these light beings or fairies or gnomes or whatever. All of a sudden he just draws, and it just kind of comes out. It's almost like it comes through him, and it's just like, this elemental part is somewhere, and I'm just pulling it through my drawing. So the Singer of Connection is a spiritual connection. There's a karma to it and a balance, but it's through this Singer of Connection that all of our connections are held, made, and released as appropriate. So that there is it's kind of like that coincidence that I was also just saying. Those coincidences, like, well, that's the miracle, if you will, right? That's the kind of like, well, it's really right there, just waiting for us to kind of go clink, there you go. That's what I was trying to show you. That's where that connection is. So it's the connections are held, made, released as appropriate. It's like that. It's certain things are just waiting for us to see. More than just our physical eyes. It's like, and the finger indicates that connection of things, and sometimes, and especially reconnecting of things that have been sundered. So it's unifying us and reunifying us, and it asks us to be aware of those connections, and those links that are made, and maybe we need to build more connections, a bigger network of support. So it's always, getting this card is always a strengthening of that flow of connection and that support between all those involved. So this card is a strengthening of all of us together. Nothing stronger than that, really, right? All of us together. So, finger of connection. It just seems like it's just trying to spread out, make those connections.